Hello everyone. Vicki and I are again playing with Designer Series paper, and I've chosen to use the same one all month long to give you some different ideas. I've used the Frame and Flowers Specialty DSP. This is a fun DSP and there's lots you can do with it. It comes with, let me get them out, a sheet of this, there's the back, a sheet of this, there's the back, and a sheet of this, and there's the back. With it come 2 sheets of ephemera, and I took and punched it all out and have stored it in this little bag. The other thing I did is there were rectangles. I'm going to try to get this out. There were rectangles that you punched out, and some of them were solid. Some of them were frames like this, and some were solid like this. Well, when you punched it out of the sheet of 12 by 12, I see there's another one in there I missed. It left a border from where it was printed. So I took the 12 by 12 sheet and I cut it at like 4 1/8 and then like 5 1/4 and or however it was. But anyway, I cut the frame out and I've saved it. And I did use the frame on a card last week or the week before. I can't remember which, one of the two, as an outside piece. So don't throw those frames away because you can use them for different things. I mean, those frames were really cute. And I thought, why waste them? All right, so let me put this away. And today, I'm going to be using Sketch 8 again. That's in the annual catalog on page 22. And I am actually using this sketch right here. So we're going to use that sketch to make today's card. For my card, I'm taking my sentiment, Warm Hello, and I forgot to grab a punch, but I'm only going to use the hello. So I'm going to ink it up with my pumpkin pie marker. All right. I have a scrap of white to stamp on. This is the frame that came from that, one of those pages. And I'm going to chop this up because if you look at that card, it has a pattern of 9 rectangles with some space in between. I'm going to mount it on a piece of petal pink that is 4 by 5 1/4. And my card base, I know, a little different. I never use this color, is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 at 4 1/4, and it's pumpkin pie. So the first thing I need to do is I need to take and I need to bring this paper over. And my first cut, I'm going to make 3 cuts across the top. The first one is at 1 1/2. So I have 1 1/2 over here that I can put it in and line it up. All right, there. And then I'm going to cut this very carefully. You have to be careful, so take your time. So there's the first cut. And then I'm going to slide this over because this is really delicate. I'm going to slide it over. Oh, I'm making my first cut at 1 1/4, sorry. It's 3 by 5 or 3 3/4 by 5. So if you do 1 1/2, then it leaves you 3/4 left over. So it'd be 1 1/4 is how I did it. All right. Now, these two, I don't have to cut anymore because there's nothing. All right, so I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to turn it. This piece is 5, so I figured out at 1 5/8 of an inch, I'm going to cut it. And that goes down here. And then 1 5/8 again. And I'm going to cut it. And then there's my side. Now when you cut these, you want to keep your pieces together, and that's why I'm putting it off to the side, so you keep your shape. All right, now I'm going to take my other piece and 1 5/8. I always double check when I'm cutting up something like this. All right, so that one goes there, and then another 1 5/8, and that one goes there in the middle, and then that one. Now I may need to cut my outside edges down again. We'll see if it will work. I can't remember if I did. It's 1/4 of an inch smaller, so it may not need to be. So I'm going to put this on with the real skinny border, and I'm going to see if it'll work. All right. And then if it does, I'll glue it down. I can leave a little bit more border. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me make sure I can do it down. I think I can. Yes, I can. All right. Where did this one come from? Oh, I know where it was. It was there. I slid it down. So let me put these pieces back. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my 2 outside pieces. All right. It's easier if you do the outside pieces first. All right, so I'm going to leave about that much. Now, if you have a hard time keeping your top straight, use a ruler. A T one is a good one. Set your paper in, and then go and add your other piece. It's probably a little too big. I shouldn't have pressed down. Don't press down till you're ready. I'm going to turn it. I know, with all the trouble I've had lately with turning it, it might not be a good idea. Okay. All right, there's that. Hopefully this will work. I did it last week, and all right, now this piece has to go on next, and I'm gonna try to hit the sides. You just have to be careful because with this, it's fragile on the ends. All right, so there's the top. Now I need the 2 middle pieces. So again, I'm going to add my tape. And I'm going to put it on here. And I'm going to watch my spacing. I'm not going to press down until I know I have it where I want it. If you're not comfortable using I know what I'll do. There. I'm trying to think here. Hold on. If you're not comfortable using a tape runner, just use your liquid glue. I was going to try and line it up, but it didn't. It didn't work. I don't know why it's not working. Oh well, I'm gonna eyeball it. All right, I haven't pressed it down, and now I need my last pieces. I'm gonna do my 2 corners. I'll just go ahead and add my tape to this one. So I have it ready to go when I need it. All right, so this one goes here. I'll pull it over a little. Okay, that's good. So I press it down. And that looks a little crooked. So I'm going to pick it up very carefully and adjust it. That looks better. I put that down wrong. It's stuck. All right. Ooh, that's not straight either. If you get up, there, that's better. And now I got to do this one. I'm going to put it in like so. There. So there's my design using Sketch 8 in the catalog. That's going to go on here like so in my bone folder. All right, and then I'm going to add some glue to the back, tape runner to the back. I would have never have thought to put pumpkin pie and petal pink together, but they work because that's the color in the paper. That's a great thing about your DSP. It gives you other options that maybe you hadn't thought of. All right, so I'm going to take my, and I have a bigger piece than I need because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it all. Oh, good. Sometimes I catch the edge of the other word, so I wanted to make sure. Now let me go find a punch to work for this. Okay, I'm going to use my 1.5 inch circle punch, and I'm going to punch this out like so. I just centered it, and then I really want to add some decorations around it. So what I'm doing, I'm pulling in a scrap paper here. The Be My Valentine has this little flower in it, and I think it matches these little flowers very well. So that's what I'm going to use. And I need my petal pink and my pumpkin pie ink. Okay, I'm going to start with the petal pink. And I'm going to put a little flower there and there. And then I'm going to go into my pumpkin pie. And I didn't clean it because the pumpkin pie is darker. So I have a little bit of interest around there, and I'm going to have to add some gems. So let me move this out of the way. And I'm going to put this in the middle. And I'm going to add it with dimensionals. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to get some rhinestones for that. The rhinestones are great for this, and they have some little ones. So I'm going to take those. All right, where's my, take your pick tool. So I'm going to add a little rhinestone in the center of my flowers, like so, just because they need some bling. All right, now I can add my piece with some dimensionals. I got a bunch of pieces because I'm at the end of my strip. All right, so I've got those. Let me take my backs off. I can add it to my card and it's done. Now make sure you check out Vicky's card. I have the link in the information section below so you can see what she did. All right, now I'm going to put this on. I got to make sure my sentiment, my wording is up straight up. You know, I'm thinking it might need pumpkin pie behind it. Let me try it. All right, I use my 1 3/4, and I'm just gonna add this to there. Yeah, looks better. I know. I use my punches all the time. Some of them are still available, but I don't worry about it because there's also the, there's some basic shapes, layering circles. You can usually find something. So there's today's idea using DSP with Sketch 8. And I used that little flower stamp to decorate the inside and the envelope. I hope you enjoyed today's idea and that you'll give this idea a try. I mean, what a great way to use this. You can leave it as a whole piece, but I think cutting it apart is kind of cute. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit that button below and subscribe to my newsletter. Have a sensational Sunday. Bye.